You can't just wake up every morning and be speaking English. You will be broke. What you feed on will determine what you give out. Don't slam the door. You may need the same door again. This generation can't take a lot of things. I must wake up before 4 a.m. to open the station at 5, and I didn't earn anything for 1 year. Burnout also will happen in your own dreams. You sign up at a job, you have done 6 months, 1 year, you're burning out. What's wrong with you? You're just
what have you done?
And in just 3 years, they have worked in 5 organizations. Like, how are you doing it? If something is not working again, stop it. Don't kill yourself.
Hello and welcome to the Talk and Tones podcast, the corner where we speak our truth, our relatable truth, with a little bit of spice and a whole lot of soul. I am your host, Daisy, and yes, it is the Creatives Corner today, where we get to invite creatives to talk about what exactly is happening in the creative industry today, how we are navigating it, and how it can, work for you and work for me as well. And today I have got a seasoned creative in the studio with me. In Ibadan, beyond Ibadan, he is well known and he has made his mark, in the creative industry, and he is still making his mark in the creative industry. I have with me here today, Mr. Charles Alade. You are a creative, a seasoned one at that, and you've worked with so many people in your line of duty. Yeah. Okay, so let's start with a fun question. Okay. How has it been being a creative over the years?
I think being a creative is probably one of the most complex industry to play in because you have a lot of things in your mind you want to do, and many times you can't get them done by yourself. You need to align yourself with someone or an organization. Sometimes your vision aligns, sometimes it does not.
Yeah.
You're just trying different things here and there until you find your balance. So it's a very tough one, but very rewarding also. All right. But at the beginning, you won't find it very exciting. At some point, that passion that you have, you're like, how did I get
winning
here?
out?
So it's a mix of joy, happiness, sadness, worry, anxiety, and all of that.
Okay. Before I go into my other questions, I'm going to ask you, are you a millennial or a Gen Z?
I'm a millennial.
Yeah, millennial. Okay. Now, millennials are known to have, I don't want to say lived their days, because now it's the Gen Z era.
I get it.
Yes.
I understand.
So, as a millennial, and seeing what is happening in the creative industry today with the Gen Zs and the Gen Alphas coming in, what can you say is really going on in the creative industry today?
To be honest, I believe for my generation, we were more dogged because also those who came before us, the baby boomers and the rest of them, made us believe that you just have to stay committed, whether it is fun, exciting or not. But I mean, here we are now. If you employ a Gen Z in your organization, many times they won't even drop a resignation letter.
They just leave.
And they tell you, my mental health.
Yeah.
I think we had none. So that's the difference. We were more dogged. This generation can't take a lot of things. So I tell somebody, I was there, I put it on my status. I said, my generation were very loyal, committed. We were so loyal to other people's dreams that we forgot our own dreams. This generation are so loyal to their own dream that they are not following anybody. So I said, both of us went too far. So if I had the opportunity, I would have known that as much as you're pursuing your dream, following someone to, help them in their dream. That's what they tell us, join yourself with somebody who is already doing it, and then with time. But some of us forgot ourselves. Just
while working for other people.
All right, but this generation is not even following anybody, and that's also dangerous. So I said both of us went too far. So if I know what I know now, or if I knew what I know now, I would serve people, follow, then I will remember myself in between, and also serve my dream and my purpose.
Okay. Now, these days, like you mentioned, we see lots of Gen Zs just waking up and deciding, okay, I am done with this job. It's affecting my mental health. I am done with my social media page. I don't want people are saying all sorts. I don't want to do it again. What can you say is the cause of burnout these days? Now, in the creative industry and amongst the Gen Zs that we have today.
Amazing question. So let's start with what a burnout is. It's a mental, emotional, and physical breakdown, from prolonged stress. Now, if you claim that you have a burnout, then we must be able to see the track record of what you have done. You could not have, you sign up at a job, you have done 6 months, 1 year, you're burning out. What's wrong with you? You're just
what have you done?
So, this generation pick up times just anyhow. You can't say you have burnout. I remember I'd worked in a radio station. We pioneered it together. We were waiting for license. License came, wait for approval. NBC came. And then we started. And then for the first 6 months, I had no one salary. In fact, it was after the 6th month that they paid me half of the first month.
Oh, you worked for 6 months without getting salary?
Yes. And I was going every day, and I had a wife and a daughter. No Gen Z will try that now. So that's what I'm saying, that if you say you have a burnout, then let's see what you have done. Not like you get to a place because your boss talks to you in a way that you're not exactly happy about, then you claim it's burnout. Your house is far from the workplace, you call it burnout. I mean, those are flimsy excuses. If you want to say you have a burnout, then you must have worked really hard doing the same thing over and over. So that's the difference between my generation, that's the millennial, and the Gen Z, in that you can see the proof that this man has been working in the last 5, 10, 15 years. So if he claims that he has a burnout, please believe him. Because he's seeing the same place every day, hearing the same thing every day, opening the fader, the microphone, like, my name is Charles Alade, welcome. It's just like, this is what I'm going to say again today. So it is over time. But in this case, 6 months into a job, 8 months into a job, some people, you want to employ them, you look at their CV, and in just 3 years, they have worked in 5 organizations. Like, how are you doing it? Even if you are good, I won't employ you because you're unstable, you're not focused, you're not committed. So I think this generation needs to be careful of how we throw words around. Now, burnout also will happen in your own dream. So it's not because you're working for somebody else. So if you have not learned how to be committed to another person's vision and dream, the same thing will affect you doing your own. The good book says that if you have not been faithful with little, who will commit big things to you? All right. So you've got to know how to stay at something. It will not always be fun or exciting, but you keep at it. But also you must know when to stop.
Now, as a media executive yourself, an advertising executive, you've organized different stuff in the media industry, and you've led people or staff in a radio station.
Absolutely.
I'm sure you've experienced different phases of burnout.
I've seen all kind of things.
So share one of the experiences with us.
So I think 2015, I joined Radio Nigeria Ibadan. And, young guy who had just come from NYSC, the excitement.
Fresh ideas.
In fact, they were waiting for me. I remember Mrs. Ogidon, now Dr. Ogidon, called that year. I was in Umuahia, and then she said, Charles Collins has just left, and then we need a young blood who can do, music box, this generation kind of program vibe. So I remember when I came back, Tony Balogun was my producer. We used to have a producer those days on radio. Tony Balogun was my producer. So I was doing music box every Wednesday. I was doing jazz night every Thursday night. And I was doing gospel vibes on Sunday morning. So 3 shows for a newbie on radio. And I killed it for 5 years.
Wow, 5
straight.
years.
Yes. So by 2020 December, the federal government at that time said, you know what, guys, increase the minimum wage. They shifted it from 18,000 to 30,000. So I was earning, actually, that 18,000 will not even be complete. By the time it gets to me, it's now 17,550. And I had a wife and a daughter. So, but I was still doing it because I had a studio, I had other things I was doing. And then by December that year, somebody from the workplace called and said, there is a letter for you. Somebody told me, don't go open that letter. It will spoil your December. You know when they want to give you a letter before Christmas and I just felt something is not positive about the letter. So I said, I will see the letter after the new year. So I went open and they said, the federal government has insisted that we must increase all the minimum wage from 18,000 to 30,000, and we can't afford it. So we want to ask you, would you love to continue your show for free
They removed that part where they pay you the 18,000 naira.
No, they were paying me 18,000 prior to that time.
Okay.
But government now said, don't do 18,000 for them again. The minimum wage has just been elevated to 30,000. But the local station said they can't afford it.
Okay.
So they wrote to me and said, do you still want to continue your program? Earning
18,000.
Earning 18,000. Okay, no, they say we can't pay 18,000 because government must not be aware. But we want to do it for free because we can't afford 30,000. And that was how I signed out 2020. So after then, I stayed away from radio because of the burnout. That's my story now. I stayed away from radio for 1-2 years. Everybody will call me, these radio ones. I said, let them be. Let me just, I'm tired. You know. And then I resumed again 2021 or 2022, I think, before I became the GM of R2, I think 2023. So it's been a lot of roller coaster. And while I was on Radio Nigeria, I was with Star FM. I was with King FM at the same time. I was doing 3 radio at the point in my life. And I still had my personal studio that I was running. So it was a lot. You know, a young man who just wants to make it at all costs, wants to be heard. I remember I was opening the station, you know, for Star FM, 5 a.m. every morning. And where I was staying was far away. If you know Ibadan very well, I can't begin to describe it. And I was doing that every day, meaning that I must wake up before 4 a.m. to open the station at 5. And I didn't earn anything for 1 year on that station.
Whoa, that's
now, I'm not saying this
lot
to discredit. I'm just telling you what my journey has been like. And so burnout was inevitable at the time. I just said, you know what? Enough of radio. Enough. There is something else I can do with my life until, you know, another greater opportunity came, and then to be the GM, I said, wow, let's do this.
Your resilience should be celebrated, actually, because that's a lot. I as a Gen Z, I can categorically say that I cannot do that. I cannot. Okay, so let's explore the social media platforms these days. We see things on social media where people say, where other people come online to say, oh, if you're doing this for, say, for example, your own case now, you've been working for 5 years in a company, they are not paying you, or they are paying you less than this. Why are you still there? You know, people come out to say all sorts on social media these days. So do you think social media is contributing to the Gen Z's burnout phase?
Absolutely. So what you feed on will determine what you give out. You know, it's garbage in, garbage out. The information you see all around you every day. Those boss, they use this word, the environment is toxic. It became very popular in this age and time. During nowadays, you manage the toxicity like that, you know, somebody does not like you, you just enjoy it. You know, but I salute the courage of this generation, in all fairness. But we just need to also learn from the elders. A blend of both will be better. You need patience, then you need your own doggedness. Both will work, not just one way. Because also, I feel at a point in my life, I felt maybe I was too slow. Maybe I should have been, you know, faster. Maybe I should have cut away this place, But all of these experiences added to what I'm doing today. Now, because I've played in almost all sectors in the broadcast space, at the time when I was a GM of a station, there was no marketer. At all, I was the chief marketer. Role. And for the first time, I realized that I had neglected the most important part of radio broadcasting, because without sales, no business. So I was bringing in the job. I knew the client, built relationship with them, follow up on the money, know about the MPOs, get the orders, send their, over, their board. When we're done playing it, we send it back. Okay, this is your job. Lobby for jobs and all of that. That was what even spurred me to go get my Acon certification. So I felt, Charles, you can't just wake up every morning and be speaking English. You will be broke. If you go to any media house, the guys that makes the largest amount of money are the ones who don't use the microphone.
So are you saying that there's no money in media?
There is,
or in the radio space now.
There is, but you have to be wise. You have to know about other aspect of media beyond the microphone. Now, even if you see some of the few guys, look at those who are really successful in the broadcast space, for instance. Maybe they're into political shows. From there, they link up with the governors of the state. They minister. That's how they get money. Not because that job itself is paying that much. All right. So you've got to see beyond your show. You've got to see beyond your program. You've got to see beyond what you want to tell the public. But what what you can use that radio to get. So it's a
what you
means
should
to an end, not
pursue.
an end in itself. It's okay, now people have known me, I'm more popular. Let me use this to build another thing. Let me use this to start something else. That's how it works. Otherwise, you will count many years and then there's nothing
Keep
to
on
show
doing
for
the
it.
same thing over and over again. Okay, now there was a point where you said that at some point you felt other people were moving forward and
Yeah.
you were just in a place, and that's where guilt comes in. Guilt of, okay, I am doing this thing all of this while and it's not bringing in the profit
Yeah.
I really want it to bring. What do you have to say to people that feel like that, that, okay, I need to take a break. I know I need to take a break, but I know that if I take a break, I'm going to feel very guilty that, I'm not moving forward. What do you have to say to people like this?
So while you are getting tired of the thing, I think also to look at the topic we're looking at today, burnout, it's
Yeah.
very critical that you know how to snap out of it. If something is not working again, stop it. Don't kill yourself. But you must be sure that you're not deceiving yourself, that you're not being lazy. Because a lot of people just say, I'm burnout. Like I said, there must be a track record of what you have done before we can accept that this is a burnout and not some laziness. All right. So if you have worked over the years, we have seen that this guy is laboring, this lady has done a lot, and you just want to take a break, please take a break. A lot of people lost it when they're at work. That's why you see somebody slap the boss or
because
just do something for him because
you've had too much.
You've had it here. So rather than let it get to that point, just go. Or politely, of course, write to your boss, I've been feeling like this for a while. I think it's high time I take a break. And then start looking at other areas of interest. All right. And then you can come back. Like, for instance, when I stepped out of radio, I was still doing voiceover. I was still recording. So it's still in the area of media. I still meet a lot of top broadcasters in this city at that time who will come to my studio to record their voiceovers. I produce jingles for them. That's the musical part of the voiceover. And so I am still involved in the broadcast space, but not necessarily on radio.
Yeah.
So look for something else around what you're doing and still keep at it so that you don't snap out. Not like you're doing radio before and then they say there is a bank job, you just left it. I mean, there are two words apart. So if, for instance, you're doing radio before you got tired, you can jump into podcasting. You can jump into content creation. You can jump into, it could be any other thing around media. But to just go out completely, you may not be able to come back into it.
Okay, now you've worked with a lot of creatives in the voiceover industry, in the media space itself, in the broadcast industry. How can one identify burnout? Like as somebody who leads other people, how do I identify that, this person is going through a phase and I need to give this person a break? Because we should remember that millennials these days, they believe that you should keep on working.
Yes, it's a
but
mentality.
Gen Zs, they believe I need to take a break.
Absolutely.
And there was this story online where this person just wrote our boss and said, "Oh, sir, I need a break from work. I have worked for, I think, 6 or 1 year, and my mental health is not at stake." And I think that day the person's boyfriend broke up with her. So she just wrote, "My mental health is at stake. I cannot deal with work today. I need a week break." And people were saying, "Oh, she deserves it." Some people were saying, "Why would she say that to her boss?" As a boss, as somebody who leads other people, when do you identify that, this person needs a break from work?
Okay, absolutely amazing question. So I understand all my staff. I know that this one is a go-getter. This one is very hardworking. When you call this one, is always there. If, for instance, I start getting the reverse of that, and I know that person needs to rest. So, for instance, if I give assignment in 1 hour, you have returned it, and then I send the same assignment to you, we are still on it for 1 day, 2 days. You don't need to tell me. I know that you are dropping in your efficiency.
Yeah.
And I can reach out. What's going on with you, John? How are you doing? Then you can talk to me. I think bosses should also have, like, beyond the go and send a mail, the formality of the organization, can talk to people one-on-one. Ask them to come to your office. Ask them to go hang out with you, to go, for a brunch or a lunch, and then you can talk over she can actually tell you about the boyfriend thing rather than writing
a letter.
If you were that close.
Yes.
Like, boss, I'm not happy. And then you can be that shoulder and like, sorry, you're going to be fine. This is not, if it's for you, it will still stay with you. And then you move on. And then you see the lady, the energy that she needs, so we bring it back to that work. and based off what you have, told her, encouraged her. So I think when it comes to identifying those who are experiencing burnout,
Yeah.
once they begin to drop in their efficiency, you can tell. Once they begin to react rather than respond, there are two different things. When you react to a situation, it is mostly irrational.
Yeah.
When you respond, you are being logical. You have thought it through, and then you are giving the right response. So if I react, for instance, now I come into this place and maybe we're just talking and then I mistakenly step on your toes. If somebody had gotten you angry before now, you will react.
I've been angry all day, though.
You shout. You're like, what is this?
Yeah.
And then you go like, Mr. Charles, you're stepping on my toes. There are two
Yeah.
different things. That's responding to what I have done. So once people start reacting at the workplace and not responding, you can also sense, because I said it is emotional, it is physical, it is psychological. So once you see these three dots being affected in that person's behavior, then you can tell that they are experiencing a burnout. They don't have to say it. You can see that.
Identify
This lady
it.
is now, she used to look bright. For example, maybe when she comes to work, hello, hi, dude. And then this person just go to her desk. Something is not right.
Okay, so how would you define a personally to you? How would you define a healthy creative person today?
Absolutely phenomenal question. If you are healthy as a creative, number one is joy. You've got to be happy. You've got to be happy. Now, when I said joy is not something you can trace to anything. Happiness is circumcision. It comes with circumstances, meaning that there is reason why you're happy. But when we say joy, you can't tell. You may be broke. You may not have money to go. Like and then, I've led some people at work and just see them laughing around. Like, what's wrong with you? And they say, boss, I have no idea. You have no idea. You're laughing like this. That's joy. All right. So when you notice that somebody is at work and they are acting in a certain way. I'm trying to recall your question now.
Okay, so how do you personally define healthy creative person?
Creative. So I said joy. You must be happy. Not necessarily because things are perfect, but your mood is important. Because in the creative space, we must be happy. If you're frowning at me, I can't express myself to you. You can't express yourself to me. The whole environment is hostile. All right. So joy is key. Then also, a healthy creative person is friendly because you can't do it alone. Sometimes you're working on a design. Somebody say, remove that color. That font is not okay. But if you're not friendly, I'll just look at your work and just pass by. Say, let him do the rubbish he's doing. So a healthy creative person is joyful.
Yeah.
A healthy creative person is friendly. A healthy creative person is also spontaneous. All right. So and then a healthy creative person also wants to do. You can never find a truly creative person idle. If you're done with one project, you're already thinking, what can we do
the
today?
Next thing?
So if you notice that these qualities are not in a person and they're in a creative space, something is wrong. You should be happy. You should be friendly. You should be spontaneous. You want to quickly, then you should be supportive. If you see something that you want, like, can we do? What can we do? What else can we do? What can we try out today?
Okay. Now, rounding off, let's talk about the creative industry in Ibadan itself. Okay. What do you think needs to be worked on? What do you think needs to be left out?
It's a lot. Recently the video was in Ibadan, and then a few artists came out and were ranting Ibadan.
Oh, in Ibadan here?
Yeah. I saw a post from one of them, and he said, support us. Why should you bring artists from Lagos? No, that even when you bring artists from Lagos,
they should
recognize them. Us. Pay us. People are not paying them as much as they would expect them to do now. I remember years ago when I was managing Oyinkan, Chalk Boy paid, was it 200 or 250, 2018, to bring Oyinkan to a show within Ibadan. That's about how many years ago? 2018 till now, about 7 years.
Yeah, it's a long time.
But we still have local artists today who may not be able to earn 100,000 from a show. How many shows are even happening in Ibadan? And then you saw an Ibadan artist on the flyer.
Okay, but I heard somebody say that Ibadan artists do not put themselves out there. Like they just want to be in Ibadan and live their life, and they expect people in Lagos to keep calling them for shows.
Well, I don't know how true that is. I think the industry is beyond the performance. We also have people in the media space.
Yeah.
Before, as a broadcaster, you are excited about playing the songs of the artist in your city. How many of them put out records as they used to? I remember the days of Porter, Fabulous Peasy, Jeru, quite a number of them. Even the artists from Lagos used to come to Ibadan regularly, and then they mix up. They know these guys. So I think there is a decline in that, maybe because we lost some industry giants also. Things have not been the same again. And, people would rather just face Lagos. And then people have also, in a way, find a way to have fun outside of having to bring an artist
To Ibadan.
to an event within Ibadan.
Yeah.
So they say, we can still have fun without bringing a celebrity, without an artist. There are different games they do, all of those things. So in a way, I think the whole entertainment phase is shifting from what it used to be. And I believe, for one, is that if the environment is changing and industry is changing, you should also evolve.
Yeah.
If you stay put and say, let it be the way it used to be, as it was before, so now you'll be forgotten.
Of course.
So I think they should begin to look at what else can we do. Can you also have collaborations with some Lagos artists or some other artists that are popping in the industry? Do something with them. When I was managing Oyinka, this record label, not even his direct.
Okay.
We did something with Vector.
Okay.
Then we quite a number of crazy stuff. We did something with this other guy. I've forgotten their names now. So we're making effort. We're always in Lagos. Sometimes we are sleeping on the island in the car, going up and down, trying to get these guys, go to media stations. You have to move.
So the creative industry now, is it growing or declining?
It's not growing. It's just there.
Stagnant.
That's the word. Now, as of today, that this broadcast is going on, nothing is really happening
in Ibadan here.
Yes, for now, especially when it comes to the music industry. Maybe the lounge, the clubs.
Those they are opening new ones every time.
Like that's why I said, if you notice, they don't bring artists many times, and they are having fun. They have found a way to enjoy themselves outside what it used to be. So I think the artist needs to sit down, strategize, collaborate with, radio stations again, play our song as used to. The days of, what's this lady's name? Cohen, at Star FM, she used to do like a countdown. And it's mainly artists in Ibadan. And you're excited that your song is top 10
on radio.
And then she announced that this is a number one person for the week. Nothing like that again.
So it has to do with these artists and the media industry, the broadcast industry,
print media.
So everyone has to come together.
If we bring up, and those who have lounges and value them. Understand that this guy has a wife.
It's not just an Ibadan artist.
Yeah, a lot of them are married with kids now, grown up actually. So this person, how will he feed his family? If you don't bring him, or when you bring him, you just give him a bottle of drink, and then you give him, and they say bye.
All right. So what do you have to say to any creative out there feeling that burnout stage, in that burnout stage, in that breaking stage, and trying to bounce back? What do you have to say?
So this is what I would say to every creative out there watching right now. If you sense a burnout and it's for real, take a break. But do it well. If you're working with a boss, please find a way to communicate what you're going through with them politely. Don't slam the door. You may need the same door again.
To walk back in.
So there is no place I have worked that I can't walk into again. There is no place I have worked that I can't walk into. So ensure that if you have worked in a place, you can still walk back inside that place. And they can even employ you again if need be. So when you're experiencing burnout, communicate it. Explain to them. That's why they take leaves at work. I don't know what's going on. Why people can't take advantage of that. You have an opportunity for a 21-day leave in a year, even though it is short.
I wanted to say that. It is very short. You've worked for a year and then they just give you 21 days. Within that 21 days, you have other stuff you need to do. You want to rest in between. You want to do a lot of things. And it's just short. So do you think that we should even push for more leave days? Because I know that in some countries outside Nigeria, for females, when you give birth, there's a certain amount of time they
Maternity
give
leave.
you.
They now give paternity leave too in the UK.
So why can't we do that in Nigeria here?
I think they are considering it. So people should just communicate how you are feeling and talk to your boss. And if you are the boss, but that's another scenario.
Be considerate.
Think about yourself. Think about it that this is my own business. Will I just abandon it? Can you get someone to watch over your business while you try to get your energy back? And I believe to get your energy back, honestly, you don't need more than a few days. My thought. If you're really a creative, you will get bored resting if you stay too long.
It's in that stage where new ideas come.
Yes, so for me, how do I get my energy back? I just leave the environment. So for instance, if I travel to Lagos, or I travel to Port Harcourt or Akure, any place, once I'm not within the circumference of the place where I work every day, I feel relaxed.
Okay.
Just seeing new people, new things. I may not necessarily go to the pool or go to one serene place.
Just changing the environment
alone. That is what it does to my mental health. So I advise stay away from where you are. Some people take leave and they now use that leave to work and labor again. And then you are saying that you are experiencing burnout. Sleep, you will not die. If you wake up, eat and sleep. I've been doing that for a few days now. I just wake up, I eat and I sleep, and I don't feel guilty. Early in my early life, I used to feel like my mates have let me behind if I'm sleeping, if I'm not working. Like she got in my share by Charles, you're sleeping. What's wrong with your life? But now I sleep without feeling guilty because I've worked, I've labored. So you might need to eat, sleep. Eat
again.
Sleep.
Okay.
Eat, sleep. If you do it for 3 days, and then if you have a movie that you like to see, watch it. You will be fine.
All right. You have heard it all from Mr. Charles Alade, a seasoned media creator. This has brought us to the end of the creative corner of the Talk and Tones podcast. I hope you have learned a lot, and I hope that you make it a date with us next week when we release another episode. Do well to follow us on all social media platforms at Talk and Tones Podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you do not subscribe, you don't want to see our faces on here. So please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. And until next time, like I will always say, stay jiggy and do not forget that your mental health is really, really important. Bye for now.